the 80s, we hired a young man named Brendan Sharkey to actually go out and proselytize around the community and all the towns to talk about the impact that affordable housing and different densities of housing would have on the actual future of the community. And when we started talking about this, because of course you were on my board at the time, I think it's a lot more than just not having the box. I think it's a lot more than just a few practices. I think it's an existential issue, and I think businesses have to sort of say, whose side are we on in terms of our global competitiveness? And businesses, last night I was with some international investment people from Sikorsky, and of course they're investing in Poland and China, Brazil, and what they said is we look at the long-term stability of a community for where we're going to grow. And we're looking at places that are dealing with equality, we're dealing with issues of racial integration into the economy. So, you know, I understand saying we want to deal with people who have had a misdemeanor or a felony differently. But that's 1% of the issues. The issue is to get out ahead of this as we have done in the past. And I think if that's where we're starting, then we've gone, not that you've gone backwards, but as a community, we were addressing these issues much more seriously about what it meant to develop the Branfords and the North Havens and the Milfords in a way that was compatible with the future of New Haven. I mean, this apartheid is by design. It's by design in the state charter, in the state constitution, and it will take everybody down with them. Now, it's true that even places that don't have that kind of apartheid, whether you're in Columbus or Jacksonville or Indianapolis, huge cities that look like the size of our state, we have the same problems. So there's social problems here, but Connecticut has designed this to the most expert way in any place in the world. And I think you were there when David Rusk, and I'll stop in a second, but David Rusk, son of Dean Rusk, wrote a book about this because he's the mayor, he was the mayor of the most integrated city in America, Albuquerque, where literally the incidents of racial integration were the greatest from census tract to total metro area. And he said, we're growing, and what's the lesson here? And then he did a book where he studied every city in America. And Albuquerque was at one end, and I think we know what the town at the other end was. It actually wasn't New Haven. It was Bridgeport. I think New Haven was fourth. And he did a road tour, and he did it in my house one night. And he said that the 19th Ward, which I've had the honor and challenge of being the chair of for the last 20 years, was the most segregated entity that he could see in the United States of America. 40% black, 60% white, and only one black person living on the other side of a white person, integrated. And that person was the Solicitor General of the United States, so I guess that was okay. Point being that we've got to change things immediately for Connecticut to be competitive, because the big corporations that we have here are going to move to a Brasilia before they move to a Bridgeport, if that's a place that's designed for the future. So I beg of you, push harder.